Hi, this is Dr. David Green, CEO of R3 Stem Cell. Today's topic is converting regenerative prospects into patients. Whether you think about it or not, your practice is a business. It has a P&L just like every other business, and no one cares about it like you do. But you're only one person. You have a staff, and most people work best when they are incentivized. That requires some statistics and rewards to go along with those statistics. Competition in most markets now is fierce for regenerative medicine patients, and you really do need every edge possible, including the willingness of your staff to turn those prospects into patients. Now, where do the prospects come from? Well, in a lot of pain management and other industries, they come from referrals, PCPs, attorneys, caseworkers, either bounce backs, they had treatment from you and they're happy and maybe their pain comes back, or a new pain, they come back to you. Could be word of mouth. They could already have been sold by one of their friends and they're just calling to schedule. And could be your marketing efforts, whether it's online, print, radio. These are the ones that when they're contacting you, they really need to be sold. So here's a hot tip. Sending out regular education-based emails will make your practice top of the mind, and it's a very inexpensive marketing medium that you can see an excellent ROI with. All right, prospects come into two categories, either A leads or B leads. The A's are the ones that are pre-sold. They're just calling up the schedule. It could be word of mouth. It could be somebody who's finally decided, and then you're the one they decide to call. And those are obviously easy. The B leads are the ones that are unsure, and those are where the bulk of your intake staff's time are going to be spent. So A leads, scheduling is the easy part, but getting them to show up can then be a challenge. They may not show up for any number of reasons. They may find an appointment sooner. They may find someone who is charging less for the treatment. So texts, phone calls, email reminders, sending them the new patient packet, basically any kind of touch that you can have with them to make sure that they know that the appointment is coming up can be great. Now, a hot tip is to send the patient notes out with your marketer to thank your referral sources. Not as important with an ancillary type service, but nevertheless, it's another great touch point to basically say, hey, thank you. Now, the B leads, these need to be sold. Scripting is absolutely crucial, and you really do need more than one script because there's so many different aspects of regenerative medicine. You can start with one, though, and see how it works. You want to follow the same process every time, no matter how the prospect starts the conversation. They may be very close to scheduling, but you just want to follow the same process every time so that you can kind of guarantee the success. If you find a script that works, you want to follow it over and over and over again. Remember, people don't care about you or your product or service as much as what it does for them. They are the center of the story, and they are really all that matters when it comes to selling a cash-based service. So Jennifer Garner once said, you stick to the script is Bible. So the process is a controlled experience. It's the same every time, all right? The 3 steps in this process are BRT, build relationship and trust. Second step is to find the need. And the third step is to recap and give your recommendations. So even though your staff are not MDs or nurses, they have the script and they can go through the same 3-step process every time and hopefully come to a repetitive conclusion of booking patients. So a hot tip would be to teach your staff the basics of regenerative medicine and the services that you offer. Have them watch some procedures, give them some lunch lectures, maybe go over some of the recorded phone calls coming in to provide positive, constructive criticism. If it's always negative, they're going to get de-incentivized. So the biggest problems that we see over and over and over again is that the phone is not answered, or people are on hold too long, or the wait time to get an appointment is too long. The staff may be conceived as rude, or if a practice requires referrals for all new patients, or the call back takes too long when the leads come in. Another one that we have seen before is that the front staff of the practice is so inclined to talk about insurance. What's your insurance? Blah, blah, blah. We need to do an insurance verification. Regenerative medicine is really not an insurance-based service, So the staff needs to understand that, and you have to figure out a way in the script to tell the pricing without really telling the full price. It starts at or whatever. So a hot tip is that all of these are fixable and in your control. Remember, an unhappy customer is 11 times more likely to tell people about their bad experience than a happy one. So Jay Bayer wrote a book called Utility, and it's basically talking about rising above your competition by being useful to your prospects instead of just hyping what you offer. It basically involves a consultative approach with education to instill the relationship of trust and confidence. Now, when it comes to your website, prospective patients subliminally equate the quality of your website with your practice quality. I know those two don't go hand in hand necessarily, but they do, subliminally. And that your site is not just for new patients, but to refer your prospects and existing patients. If you have an online library on there, it will keep people on the site longer reading through it. And even if you're just one or two doctors, your practice can look huge with a great web presence. In conclusion, the best way to get prospects into patients is to, one, incentivize your staff, separate leads into those that are A leads versus B leads and have two different scripts, fix the controllable issues that I mentioned, and coach your staff. Spend the extra time to give them that knowledge, at least a baseline, so that they can talk the talk with prospects. Everything is a controlled experience when people call in. It should be the same process every time, which will increase the percentage of people who turn into real patients. Remember, it's all about satisfying the prospect's needs and wants and providing help to them, not hype. R3 Stem Cell, we offer marketing and products to help grow your regenerative medicine patient base. Most companies that offer products base their value proposition on quality or price. So we offer both, and we help you acquire new patients. All right, so visit us today at r3stemcell.com, and then call us for more information, and I'll talk to you, 844-GET-STEM. Thank you.